Dear friends, welcome to InQuest. In this video, let's discuss about 11th October 2021 daily current affairs. This is useful for your UPSC, KPSC and all other competitive exams. And the PDF will be given down in the description box for your further reading. So let's see the index of today's discussion. Article number 1 is related to climate change. Himachal is witnessing less snowfall as per the recent study. So in this article, let us see what are the reasons for this and what will be the impact of less snowfall. Article number 2, Malabar exercise phase 2 to be held next week. Let's see who will be participating in this exercise. Article number 3 is related to reduction in air pollution. Boom, a spraying solution is here to stem stubble burning in Haryana fields. Article number 4 is related to Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. India is set to achieve 450 gigawatt renewable energy installed capacity by 2030. Article number 5 is related to Ministry of Minority Affairs, Rampur in Uttar Pradesh to host the next Hunar Haat. So let's see what is this program Hunar Haat is all about. Dear friends, now let us discuss each and every article in detail. So first article is about Himachal Pradesh. Here, as per the recent study, Himachal Pradesh is witnessing reduction in the amount of snowfall. Now let's see what are the reasons for the same and what will be the impact. To tell you in brief, the rivers that are present in the region of Himachal Pradesh, the snow cover of these rivers is basically dependent upon snowfall. This snowfall helps to increase the snow cover of these rivers. These snow covers actually help in discharge capability of these rivers. Now since the amount of snowfall is getting reduced, the discharge capability of these rivers is also going to be affected. So this is going to affect the very nature of peninsular rivers in Himachal Pradesh. So let's see every detail of this particular article now. The hill state of Himachal Pradesh has been gradually witnessing less snow in the past decade, and area under snow is also decreasing. So 2 points to remember here. One is the quantity of snowfall is getting reduced. At the same time, area under snow is also getting reduced. Now, what is the reason? As we all know, the climate change is the major reason for this particular change. Now, what this is going to impact? Considering the importance of seasonal snow cover as a major input in controlling the hydrology of river basins in the ecologically fragile state. So we must understand here is hydrology of river basins is basically dependent upon the snow cover, and this snow cover is going to happen on a season, particularly in winter season. So this snow cover is going to reduce because of the reduction in the snowfall that is going to impact the hydrology of these river basins. A recent study conducted jointly by the State Center on Climate Change and the Space Application Center, that is in Ahmedabad, using advanced wild field sensor satellite data, has revealed that all major river basins, including Sutlej, Ravi, Chenab, and Bias, have witnessed an overall decrease of 18.5% in area under snow in 2021 winters in comparison to 2019-20. So compared to 1920, in the year 2021 winter, major rivers like Sutlej, Ravi, Chenab, and Bias have witnessed overall decrease of around 18.5% area under snow. So this is a big change. 18.5% decrease in 1 year is a big change. This is due to reduction in snowfall. The climate pattern at the global level is changing. So if we were to talk about the reasons, it is basically due to change in climate pattern, and the reasons for change in climate pattern are like rapid deforestation, extensive construction, and unregulated activities are the contributing factors. These factors may be seen as small at the local level, but are certainly adding up. So if you just look at one issue, it looks very meager, but such issues, when they just add up together, it is going to create a huge impact on climate change. Notably, about 1/3 of geographical area remains under thick snow cover during the winter season. So this is what is the standard requirement. So for about 1/3 of the geographical area, usually remains under thick snow cover during winter season. But most of the major rivers like Chenab, Bias, Parvati, Baspa, Spiti, Ravi, Sutlej, and their perennial tributaries originating from the Himalayas depend upon the seasonal snow cover for their discharge dependability. So this is what I told you initially. Most of the rivers, as I mentioned here, and including their perennial tributaries originating from Himalayas, basically depend upon these seasonal snow cover. And since this snowfall is going to reduce, this is going to reduce the hydrology of these rivers as well. So with this, let's see the signs of this particular change. The average temperature rise in the region is faster than the peninsular region. So the temperature rise in this region is found to be faster than that of peninsular region. The temperature in the high altitudes areas is rising faster than the plains. It has been observed in the past few years that on an average, relatively more moisture is being carried towards Himalaya. So this is actually good. Actually carrying more moisture towards Himalaya is good. But problem is snowfall to occur. But snowfall to occur, moisture is not the governing factor. The temperature needs to drop to sub-zero level. So this is not the moisture content that drives the snowfall. The temperature has to reduce sub-zero level. So though there is enough moisture, the snowfall is declining as the temperature has been rising. So this is the science about it. So due to increase in temperature, the snowfall has been getting reduced. So this is the reason why the snowfall has to be maintained to maintain the hydrology of rivers that are there at Himachal Pradesh. So with this, let's go to article number 2. Malabar exercise phase 2 to be held next week. Let's see who will be participating here. So it is a quadrilateral group actually consisting of India, Australia, Japan, and the USA is scheduled to hold phase 2 of Malabar naval exercise next week. The exercise will be held over 3 days beginning October 12 in Bay of Bengal. And phase 1, when was phase 1 held? Phase 1 of Malabar, and also it was 25th edition. It was hosted by the US and held at Guam from August 26 to 29. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force vessels, which arrived in India for bilateral exercise GIMEX, will participate in phase 2. So we studied about GIMEX in one of the previous videos. The vessels that have come for this GIMEX exercise will also be participating in Malabar exercise phase 2. These include Izumo class helicopter carrier Kaga and guided missile destroyer Murasame, along with their integral SH-60K helicopters. The Malabar exercise, to talk about history of this Malabar exercise, it was commenced in the year 1992 as an India-US exercise. Initially there were only 2 countries in this exercise in the year 1992, but in 2015 Japan joined as a permanent member and Australia was included in the year 2020 edition. So with this, let's go to article number 3. So boom, a spraying solution is here to stem stubble burning in Haryana field. So this is very significant discovery in terms of reduction in air pollution. The boom sprayer, as it's called, that spray biodecomposer on a freshly harvested rice field. The composers are the powder mixed in water. So this is actually powder that will be mixed in water, meant to accelerate the process of turning rice stubble into compost. Usually, the untreated rice straw takes 4 to 8 weeks to disintegrate. So if you don't use any chemical substances, the untreated rice straw usually takes 4 to 8 weeks to disintegrate, which is too long for an average farmer to wait to be able to sow the winter wheat crop. So after rice, they actually sow wheat crops, but allowing these rice straw to naturally decompose, it usually takes 4 to 8 weeks, but an average farmer cannot wait for such long because they'll have to go for next crop of wheat. So what is the other option? The other option is to employ labor who will cut the stalk and pile into bundles but that's expensive and unaffordable for more than 95% of the farmers. Now, what they usually do, so which is the reason why the simplest solution is 1 rupee matchbox and 100 rupees worth diesel. Setting a harvested field alight is an age-old practice, but in recent years, it has been linked to worsening air pollution in New Delhi, the national capital region. So, after which, with pressure from center, states such as Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh have been cajoling, threatening, and fining farmers in recent years to control this stubble burning. But while the success of these efforts have been very limited, many farmers, while less concerned about the environmental effects of the practice on urban Delhi, are open to trying other solutions. Which is where the less than 2 years old Bengaluru-based agri-tech firm Nature Farm comes in with its boom sprayer, spraying a biodecomposer called Pusa spray, a bioenzyme developed by the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Pusa, Delhi. So this is called as Pusa spray. So this is actually bioenzyme. So this has been developed by Indian Agricultural Research Institute Pusa, Delhi. An acre can be sprayed in less than 7 minutes. Just in 7 minutes, you can spray this for an acre, whereas manually it takes for about half a day. The promise of Pusa spray is that because it employs natural enzymes, so there's nothing artificial here. So here they employ natural enzymes, it will improve soil fertility, and because there will be no burning, carbon as well as essential soil micronutrients will be retained. So with this, let's go to article number 4. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. India set to achieve 450 gigawatt renewable energy installed capacity by 2030. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, in partnership with FICCI, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, organized a series of events from October 6th to 8th, 2021 during the Climate and Biodiversity Week at Expo 2020, Dubai. The events covered the themes of India's renewable energy achievements and ambitions, emerging areas and opportunities for renewable energy in India, and also focused events anchored by the Solar Energy Corporation in India and Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. An event on the theme of One Sun, One World, One Grid. So I spoke about this particular plan in the previous video. You can find out what is this One Sun, One World, One Grid. So this was also organized by the International Solar Alliance, promoting interconnectivity across borders to harness solar energy without intermittency. India is already ahead of what we pledged in our National Determined Contribution NDC. So we actually had some target, but we are already ahead of it in terms of producing renewable energy, saying that already 39% of our installed capacity is from non-fossil based sources. By 2022, we will reach our target of 40%. In view of 175 gigawatt installed renewable energy capacity by 2022, announced in 2015 by Honorable Prime Minister of India, surpassed 100 gigawatt milestone. So we are already ahead of our target. We surpassed 100 gigawatt milestone in 2021. As of now, India has only tapped a fraction of the vast potential for renewable energy, and therefore India has raised the target to 450 gigawatt renewable energy installed capacity by 2030. So it is kind of rechanging or changing our target. So we increased our target to 450 gigawatts because we are already ahead of our achievement. Green hydrogen. So let's talk more about green hydrogen. Is going to play an important role in decarbonizing our economy, especially in the hard to decarbonize sectors. India is developing the National Green Hydrogen Energy Mission to scale up green hydrogen production and utilization across multiple sectors. India is targeting initially approximately 1 million tons annual green hydrogen production by 2030. Now let's talk more about National Hydrogen Energy Mission. Now what is this? The Union Budget for 21-22 has announced a National Hydrogen Energy Mission that will draw up a roadmap for using hydrogen as an energy source. NHM initiative will capitalize on one of the most abundant elements on Earth, that is hydrogen, for a cleaner alternative fuel option. Focus on generation of hydrogen from green power resources. So since it is non-polluting, so major focus will be generating energy from using hydrogen as one of the sources. To link India's growing renewable capacity with the hydrogen economy, India's ambitious goal of 175 gigawatt by 2022 got an impetus in the 21-22 budget, which allocated rupees 1,500 crore for renewable energy development and NHM, National Hydrogen Energy Mission. The usage of hydrogen will not only help India in achieving its emission goals under the Paris Agreement, but will also reduce import dependency on fossil fuel. So we need not, if we start using more of hydrogen fuels, that also reduces emission as per the Paris Agreement, and that also reduces our dependency on fuel on other nations. Let's talk more about hydrogen. Hydrogen is the lightest and first element on the periodic table. Since the weight of hydrogen is less than air, it rises in atmosphere and is therefore rarely found in its pure form, hydrogen. At standard temperature and pressure, hydrogen is a non-toxic, non-metallic, odorless, tasteless, colorless, and highly combustible diatomic gas. Hydrogen fuel is a zero emission fuel burned with oxygen. So when it is burned with oxygen, it produces no emission. It can be used in fuel cells or internal combustion engines. It is also used as a fuel for spacecraft propulsions. There are different types of hydrogen. One is called as gray hydrogen, constitute India's bulk production. This is the major India's production, that is gray hydrogen. It is extracted from hydrocarbons like fossil fuels, natural gas, and the byproduct is carbon dioxide. Next is blue hydrogen. It is sourced from fossil fuels. Byproducts are carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Byproducts are captured and stored, so better than gray hydrogen. So green hydrogen, it is generated from renewable energy like solar and wind. So electricity splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. So byproducts, water and water vapor. So this green hydrogen is the least polluting hydrogen of all its types. So with this, let's go to article number 5. So Rampur. So this is in Uttar Pradesh, to host next Hunar Haat from 16th to 25th October 2021 as a part of series of 75 Hunar Haat to be organized across country under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate 75 years of India's independence. And this has been organized under Ministry of Minority Affairs. So artisans and craftsmen from more than 30 states and union territories will bring their indigenous exquisite handmade products for sale and display at Hunar Haat. So it is kind of vocal for local kind of a program. So it is to support indigenous produce to sale and market them. So Vishwakarma Vatika will be one of the main attractions in Hunar Haat to be organized across the country. Artisans and craftsmen will display live how these traditional indigenous products are made in these Vishwakarma Vatika. It will be helpful in preserving and promoting the traditional art and craft of the country. So it will also help preserving and promoting our own produce, and it will also produce economical benefits to lot. Besides vocal for local, the upcoming Hunar Haat will also be based on the theme of best from waste. Exquisite products made from used and discarded items in households such as plastic, paper, plywood, glass, ceramic, jute, cotton, wool, as well as banana stems, sugarcane pulp, paddy and wheaty straw stumps, husk, tur, rubber, iron, brass, etc. will be available in the Hunar Haat program. Hunar Haat has become a credible platform to strengthen Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's call for Swadeshi Swavalamban and vocal for local, and providing market to indigenous products of traditional artisans and craftsmen. During the last about 7 years, more than 550,000 artisans, craftsmen, and people associated with them have been provided employment and employment opportunities through Hunar Haat program. So these are all the articles of the day. So if you have any questions, you can definitely put in comments box. We will be more than happy to answer to your questions. Thanks for watching. Namaskara.